on your Facebook page there about those things, and it looks like you bring out a great crowd, and you've just got such a great vibe and such a great energy. You've been doing this for several years. I know your background is in studying music up in Boston, and I recall, we were talking about snowstorms the last time that we were on Pop Song Tech here, and we just got hit with another one here in New York City yesterday.
Oh yeah,
but it's been. Gosh, it's been really cool following your travels here, and yes, I saw some of those photos that you were posting from doing the music video, and it looks like you've been on the West Coast also recently. Is that true?
yeah. I'm actually going to move to Los Angeles.
Are you really? Oh my God! Is that
New
public?
news, brand new news, I guess.
Oh
It is
wow!
now, I guess.
Wow!
Yeah, this is a very new decision. No, I'll be, back on the East Coast, for performances and gigs and whatnot. But yeah, there's just a lot of opportunities out in Los Angeles for me right now. So I figured, I've been in New York for quite a while. I'm gonna go out to LA and see what's
Wow!
going on there.
Wow! Now I like to call it not the East Coast, but the right coast. And then there's there's the wrong coast, but that's okay. I'm an East Coast guy. I was born D.C., here in New York City since then. But I believe
Right.
one of the things that you were talking about with me previously, though, one of your motivations for coming to New York is that you abhor being in cars.
Oh no, I don't abhor being in cars. So I actually love being in cars, to be honest with you. But uh, for when I was in Boston, it was like, okay, do I need to? I actually had no, like every other college student, had no money when I got out of college. So I was like, all right, am I gonna either go to LA and have to buy a car, or am I gonna go to New York and not have to buy a car? So yeah, that was my decision making. But
So now
back then,
you're gonna have to buy a car.
I'm gonna buy
And
a
there's a good
car,
one
and I'm gonna buy.
there's a great one in your music video.
I'm buying a car, I might be buying a car similar to that, actually, to be honest with you. It's a yeah, I want to get a convertible, to be able to drive around and whatnot.
Nice. LA. I'm not too surprised to hear that, although it's sinking in right now that you're moving out to LA. But I remember, and I actually said this to you yesterday or via email, that as I listened to Born to Be a Star, this sounds like a song that could easily be kind of like the main song in a film. It certainly is radio, super radio friendly, great melody that goes along with it. But as I was listening to it, I'm thinking, wow, this would be such a great song. Like I've got all these like mental images of different types of movies that this would go great with. And so to hear that you're going out to LA, out to Hollywood is not a big shocker then for me.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, I've always wanted to kind of, I don't know, just try out that atmosphere, and I've got some good friends out there, so it'll be a nice little fun adventure to get out there and see what it's about.
That's fantastic. So this song, Born to Be a Star, has just gone out for pre-release. And I wonder if you can share with our audience here where they can go download this, purchase it. Where can we go to support your music?
So right now it's available for pre-sale on iTunes and Google Play, and it's there for the next week. And then after that, it'll be everywhere. It'll be on Spotify. It'll be on Pandora. It'll be everywhere. It'll be all over the Amazon. Anywhere that you buy music, it'll be there. I know there's like when I sign up for it, there's like 100 different stores. So I don't know all the stores it goes to, but it goes to all of them.
So is there's like a distributor that is kind of the one place that you go and they handle getting it out to all the rest of the places?
Yeah. I have a distributor who takes care of sending it out. Yeah,
that's great. That is really fantastic. So, and the website that people can go to for this and to follow your work here is it? I know on Twitter it's at the SMT Sound.
Mm-hmm.
And
just remember the SMT Sound. That's all you have to remember. The SMT Sound, and it's anywhere on the internet. So Facebook/the SMT Sound, YouTube/the SMT Sound, Twitter/the SMT Sound, Instagram, everything, or just go to the smtsound.com.
Fantastic.
That easy.
You've cornered the market on the SMT sound here. I love it.
I have.
That's great, man. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us again here. It's such an honor for me to have you back on the show. I think you were, and you're kind of back to back. It's kind of funny how things time out. The very first person I interviewed on Pop Song Tech was Leslie Becker, and I actually just interviewed her on the last show. And you were the second person I interviewed.
Oh, great.
So you're once again
cool.
pretty much back to back with Leslie.
You're just starting the cycle all over again.
That's right. I'm relying on you to I'm relying on you to introduce me to some more bands like you did there with I believe it was Stargroves.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. So yeah, people can the song is actually up today. The people can listen to it on SoundCloud. They'll be able to go there. So if you go to soundcloud.com/the SMT sound, it's there, and then of course it's available for pre-sale on iTunes and Google Play. But yeah, they can hear the whole song right now.
Fantastic. And so I certainly invite our listeners to go check out the SMT sound. You can check it out on all those platforms that he was just talking with us about here. But Stephen, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best of luck as you travel out to LA.
Thanks a lot, Nate. Appreciate it.
You got it. And so for our listeners here, we've got the podcast debut of Stephen Michael Thornton's newest single called Born to Be a Star.
Listen to what she has to say. Take your time and
And that is our featured artist today on Pop Song Tech. It's Stephen Michael Thornton and the podcast debut of his newest single called Born to Be a Star. I want to sincerely thank Stephen again for joining us in studio for this interview and for the last one that he gave us last year in 2016. I certainly encourage you to go back and check that out as well after you finish this show. We're moving, though, next into a topic about moving. We just heard that Stephen is moving from New York City out to Los Angeles. I've moved several times. I'm sure many of you have experienced the moving process. In some case, many of you have purchased homes, bought homes, sold homes, and you can probably relate to what a hassle that whole process is. Well, we're going to be talking about that and some technology that's emerging that is looking to upend the way that real estate transactions occur. It's available currently in 3 markets across the United States, but expected to roll out to many more. They've got a war chest of funding here from investors. It looks like they've taken in $320 million in investment from 52 investors, most recently with a Series D of $210 million back in December, just 2 months ago. So these guys are flush with cash and looking to really change the way that you and I sell assets. Those assets being the biggest assets that we typically buy in our lives, our homes, and how that transaction occurs. If you've ever gone through it or know somebody that has, they say it's one of the most stressful things in life. The things that people stress out most about in life: death, taxes, and moving. And if moving also involves buying and selling houses, you're dealing with mega amounts of financing and it can be a real hassle. You're dealing with other parties that aren't always the most rational when it comes to things like negotiating prices or negotiating whether or not a fixture needs to be replaced. I actually had somebody, when I sold my house, tell me that I had to change a light bulb. And to that, I said, basically, no, we're not going down that road. But, things as minuscule as changing a light bulb can be nuisances that come up in the real estate process. Well, Opendoor is here trying to make the process that much easier for you and me. Getting rid of that whole 3-month process of waiting for closing, ignoring the whole need, if you're selling a house, to go through the open house process and having to have your house pristine, to only have hundreds of people walking through it, leaving dirt all over the place and interrupting your day-to-day lives. Well, Opendoor is here to try and change that for us. You can find out more about them at Opendoor.com. Again, in 3 markets so far. I just recently had a chance to listen to a talk by the co-founder of Opendoor that I want to share with you some pieces of here. This is from the Data Driven Meetup in New York City, and Matt Turk, the guy that runs these things, encouraged all of us that were in attendance to take notes, share them with you, tweet about them, do things like this with my podcast, sharing some of the insights here. One, from just being a consumer of this product, but 2, what we like to do is open up the curtains here, take a look under the engine, and share some bits and pieces about that, because even if you don't use Opendoor, there will probably be other data-driven providers that are going to emerge, like Opendoor. Many of you have probably worked with a product called Zillow, for instance, right? Zillow.com can show home valuations, estimates of home valuations. Well, they've got whole algorithms that they've got that go into estimating what those things are. And those algorithms are probably things like what Ian Wong, the co-founder of Opendoor, is going to be talking with us about today. Although the algorithms that these guys have, much more sophisticated, because this is a company that's willing to put their dollar where their mouth is and really take that asset on themselves at the cost that they provide, understanding that they are, as a company, taking on risk because they're buying an asset without somebody to sell it to immediately. So they have to do all sorts of projections of, what is the value of the home today? How much can I probably sell this for? This isn't a game of flipping houses. They're not doing what those television shows on HGTV do, where they buy a house, the guys go in and fix it up and then immediately flip it. That's not what this company is about. This company is about solving the problem of dealing with the nuisance of dealing with all the lawyers and the realtors and the inspectors and the appraisers and all of those fees they want to throw out the window. Make it one-stop shopping here for you. And Ian Wong was talking in New York City most recently, out from San Francisco, at the Bloomberg offices where they have the New York City data-driven meetup. And I've got some insights here, and I'll provide some notes along the way because he goes through and explains some of the graphics. Obviously, we can't show those here on the audio side of Pop Song Tech, but let's jump into this and see what we can learn.